Good morning, and it's going to be an amazing sunrise, but I've only got a few scant minutes, and I'm quite at elevation this morning because today I am at Crater Lake, and that's pretty spectacular. Oh, that looks nice. I think the best vantage point is going to be right back where I was, so I can get all of Wizard Island in the photograph and have a clear shot down to the lake. So I'm going to get set up, get a shot. I've been running around shooting like crazy the last few minutes. Just simply walking the rim trail back and forth, trying to find some compositions to put stuff together. The sky was really, really amazing. You can see behind me that the sun's already popped up over the edge of the rim of the crater. And so the sky glow is going to be pretty light for a while. Now I'm looking at all of the side lighting that's catching the far side and the west side of the crater, because the light's really soft, it's diffused, and it's got a really nice orange glow to it. And so that's what I'm looking for now that the sun is actually above the horizon, and the glow in all the clouds is just dissipating. It's not what it was. So hopefully you can see like this really, really pretty light on this dead tree right here. It's just this nice like peach orange glow. You can see it all the way around the rim of the crater. The light is just really, really, really pretty. And the sky's not bad either. So now that the sunrise emergency is over, I can slow down a little bit and I'll be able to walk you through some compositions and go a little bit more in depth about what I'm thinking and what I'm trying to come away with here at Crater Lake. Here's a nice shot that I've got framed up. And again, just like I was talking about, I got a nice ghost tree here framing the left side of my frame. I got Wizard Island smack dab in the middle, and then a nice reflection on the lake down there, which is really, really, really pretty. And the sky is still it's just a beautiful, beautiful sky right now. So this is going to be a nice shot. So I think the best light is behind me for now, and it's definitely time for a cup of coffee. So I'm going to head back to my van, make a cup, and take a look at my photos. And I will show you my favorites from this morning here at Crater Lake right now. It's sunset, Crater Lake, and I'm just blown away. This is July, and there's nobody in the park. There's literally just empty parking spaces everywhere. And I know Crater Lake's a little out of the way, and you got to really want to come here. But they got a really nice lodge. The campground, that Mazama campground down the road, is it's fully booked for the reservable stuff, but there's a whole loop of the campground that is just first come, first serve. And it was pretty much empty. Drove in, had my pick of pretty much any spot there with no problem at all. And the lady, the person that was checking me in, said even on the 4th of July, they had spots available on that first come, first serve loop. So that's a well-known secret, or maybe a secret that's getting out, is the ability to come to Crater Lake anytime in the summertime, as long as you don't come in the middle of the day. It got pretty busy today around noon, but before that and after that, it was absolutely just, you felt like the park was yours. It's pretty much how I've got everything framed up. It's a little bit wider because I'm at 3x2 and I'm not doing a 16x9, although no telling where I'm going to crop it once I get home. But the clouds are just stunning. Just all the oranges along, and then just the different gradations of blue. It's blues and grays and whites and oranges. It's incredible. And that lake is so insanely blue. It doesn't look real. It looks like somebody actually painted it blue. It's too blue, but I'm doing absolutely not. This is exactly what it looks like to the naked eye. It's crazy, crazy colors. Really, really nice. I like this tree over here on the left. It's a nice framing element. And then I'm wide enough. I'm a little bit wider than what you're seeing on the video. Picking up a little bit of the trees over here on the right-hand side. Again, it's just a nice little framing element with Wizard Island smack dab in the middle, and a nice little frame of all the evergreens down here at the bottom, and then this really, really nice sky. So I'm just gonna stand and wait, see if the light actually kicks off anymore, or if it's gonna go behind a giant cloud bank, which is where I have all my money, and I get no lighting up of anything up here. But it's still great right now. This is way, way better than just a plain old blue sky. So fingers crossed, maybe it'll kick off. Won't know, but won't know until we wait and see what happens. So we got some light, and it's kicking off, and possibly in a huge way. It's really, really, really pretty. Even over here, over Wizard Island, is starting to get some color right up there. But I'm doing a pano because if you see the wide angle, there's just too much foreground and too much sky that's not interesting, and it makes everything really kind of small in the frame. And I don't want that at all. What I want is that sliver of goodness right here is what I want. That. And to get that is gonna take a panorama. And I'm doing an HDR just so I make sure I can capture the shadow detail and not lose any of my highlights, because it's really, really bright over here. And so I'm going way further than I need to. So start here, there's my shots, then I'm going to go about right there, take the shots, then go again. And then I'm going one more, even though I won't use all of this one. So even though I won't use that last photograph at all, I mean most of it, it's just going to allow me to, when I stitch that panorama together, it's going to give me all the goodness, and I'll be able to, and not have to lose any of my edges that I really want to keep. I was shooting, and there was a guy that goes, "There's a rainbow back there facing the other way." So I grabbed my camera and I ran like 100 yards down. Had no time to vlog because it was dissipating. And gorgeous rainbow. Put something together as fast as I could before it could totally just vanish. And I think I got something. And if I did, I'm going to show it to you. morning. Sunrise at Crater Lake, and it might not be much today. Yesterday, sunrise and sunset was pretty much off the charts. And even though it's a little bit windy and cool this morning, there's not a drop of wind on the lake, so I've got like a mirror reflection over the entire lake, everything. This is the composition. It's nothing new whatsoever, but it is still one of the best to come up with when you come here, with the snag here on the left and then Wizard Island right there out in the center of the lake. And with a wide angle lens, it's 16 millimeters on full frame. That is exactly the lens, at least that or wider, that you want to be using, because it really accentuates the height and length of this tree, and you can put all the gnarly, incredible roots in your foreground there. I think the sun is just about to break through right up in here as far as above those clouds. And when it does, I'm hoping just a little bit of light will just scoot across and just give me a little bit of side lighting on anything, on the wall, on this tree. Just anywhere I can get it, I'll take it. Even without color, check out the reflection on the lake of the clouds. That is insane. It's like upside down world. It is an absolute mirror reflection of the clouds in the sky in Crater Lake. And I will take that. Absolutely, I will take that. The sun is up and it's side lighting my tree here. And it's hitting down on this whole cliff face over here. Really, really nice. It's adding a lot of depth and contrast to the whole image, instead of it just being such a very flat light. It was still a pretty light, but it was flat. But the bad news is that with the sun coming up, it's just pushing those clouds away and darkening down my lake quite a bit. So I'm going to keep on shooting just for a little bit longer, as the sun is now starting to sidelight Wizard Island, which is perfect. And what I might end up doing is blending an earlier shot of the clouds with this. I don't know. It's all good, you know. It's all really, really good. It's just a beautiful morning. The thing, when you're dealing with such conditions as far as the depth of field, this tree is really, really close to the camera, not even 4 feet away, the root of the tree. And trying to get the depth of field that you want, and you want all parts of this gnarly ghost tree to be like so sharp. You want to be sure your depth of field is spot on, and if not, you're going to shoot and get all this great light and all these shadows and all this incredible stuff happening, and you get home and discover that your photo's not sharp all the way through. I don't have to I'm not having to focus stack. I'm just shooting at like f13. I had to go a little bit past f11 to make sure that the closest part was sharp. But it's going to come out really, really nice. I know these shots this morning are going to come out, at least a couple of them, and I'm going to show them to you